Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, how fitting. Scott Barrett comments, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? DataDash. All right, what's going on, everyone? Almost got 250 people in here. How you all doing tonight? It's currently 7:30 on the East Coast. Howdy from the Philippines, Dale Camp. Nice to have you on here. Sorry if you guys didn't like the music. I thought I'd mix it up. You know what? I think we're gonna play. Should we do the midnight? No, I'll push that off. We're gonna get some general consensus before I force the midnight on you guys yet again. All right. So, anyways, guys, welcome to the live stream. Thought I might as well go ahead and do a live stream tonight. We hadn't done one in a few weeks because I've been so busy in Chiang Mai and visiting so many other places. Just want to go real quick as well. Is mic check sounding good? All right. Well, anyways. I am back at home for now, but tomorrow I will be flying out to Dubai. So I will be, for the first time, visiting an area I've wanted to visit for a long time. I'm going to be going there for the Futurama Blockchain Summit. I'll be there with Box Mining, Superman. They've also got possibly John McAfee. I can't remember. I have to check the listing again and see if he's going to be there. But whole plethora of not only big figures in the space, but also big figures in development and heads of projects. So, Brock Pierce will be there as well from EOS. So, interesting combination. So, very excited for that. It's going to be a fun time here. Gonna go ahead. We got some people here saying play the midnight. Some people say they like the music. Okay, I tried to pick something. I was kind of last minute. I was just getting off of a call, but I definitely wanted to pick something a little bit different. See if you guys liked it. But, anyways. Let's go ahead here, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. Go through a few things, and then we will start diving through these questions that we obviously always get in the chat. Glad, again, to have you guys here tonight on the live stream. So, general trend of the market over the past few hours has at least taken a little bit more of a positive tone from when we did our daily update today. So, we can see across the board. I swear, can EOS just, kind of chill out for a minute? Because I've been watching EOS for a while. And the one thing about EOS is that I've missed out on it, but along with that as well, in regards to the correction we got the other day, I was hoping we'd get a few days where this pulls back. And maybe we are going to see that. If we see Bitcoin break below 9,000, EOS is the player I'm watching because it's going to correct with it. And hopefully we will get it at a much more rational level. Anywhere below $10 billion would feel much better. I'd feel much better about buying rather than somewhere. Where's it at right now? 15.4 billion. Unbelievable. Just really less than a month ago, this was sitting at $4 million. And if we go all the way back here to the end of the bear market, sitting around $3 billion. What a run up on. Out of one of the larger protocols, this has been probably the best performing, I would bet, or at least one of them. So let's actually take a look here. I think we can do, I think there was a system where we can measure it best performing over the 7-day period. I guess not. All right. Well, anyways, nonetheless, EOS has been killing it. Bitcoin as well. Same consensus, guys. We're really testing to see if this is going to continue to hold this level around 8,800 to 9,000, which Bitcoin's been holding for the past pretty much week, which has served as a nice level of support. We didn't get exactly the breakout we were hoping for, the curve up to this area where we had the breakout candle above 10,000 and the 200-day moving average. Nonetheless, though, it's still garnering support there. If we break below that level at 8,800 to 9,000 for Bitcoin, that is where I think we are going to get a small, minor correction, not even a considerable correction of like what we've seen in the past, but I mean generally just a few days of downside action. And if that's the case, I know I'm going to be adding to a lot of my protocol plays that I'm bullish on. So that's what I'm going to be generally doing. Peter Walker, can you smoke a bong like David Hay? I don't think I can handle the bong like David Hay does, and second off, that's not my thing, guys. Just me personally, but you guys do as you please. All right, let's go ahead here. I'll start diving through the questions. I just wanted to generally kind of share consensus if you guys were curious about where I'm standing. Again, big shout out to CoinMarketCap. Happy 5th birthday. And, finally, they're changing a few things with the website. It's good to see. All right, let's go ahead here. Oh, that's right. Someone said click view all. That's what we have to do. We have to view all of the currencies in order to enable to compare them over a set. But here's the thing. If we're going to view all, it's going to give us every single coin. We won't be able to find if EOS is the top one. That's the issue. Maybe we could do it. We could possibly do this. wonder if it'll let us do the top 100 coins or if it's just going to take us back. Anyways, yeah, it's not going to let us do that. CoinMarketCap, that's a feature you can add right there. I got to tell you, there's a lot of other websites that are doing what CoinMarketCap's doing, and some of them are doing it better. But let's see here. All right, guys. Well, Lilo, I'm sorry if you got banned from the Telegram. There must have been a reason for that. I don't run the Telegram. Generally, we have mods for that. Joa says nulls. All right, you know what? It's nulls or nothing. That's what I like to say. Playing off the old Nerf saying, or the Nerf slogan. It's Nerf or nothing. Well, guys, nulls has been holding up very well for one of the smaller protocol plays. Now, again, I always tell you guys, when it comes to these new cycles where there's more bullish, a bit more of a bullish nature and more optimism coming into the market, most like returns percentage-wise come in these smaller players. That's why during these periods you can get a little bit more risky. Not telling you guys to buy nulls or anything like that, but to understand that the small caps will have a higher percent of return, generally speaking, than the larger players. But then again, smaller amounts of money and volume are in there. Typerium, piracy is a huge problem for content creators. We're changing the game forever. Cool stuff, man. I appreciate the donation, and I've heard some people mention Typerium, but haven't looked into it fully. All right, let's go ahead here. The whole thing, though, generally nulls that I'm looking for is, again, much like what we're seeing across the board, guys, is a general cupping of price action. We're coming back up to the highs of December because Bitcoin comparatives can reach this level in a much more rational sense because USD valuation for Bitcoin is lower, meaning that comparatively going this high to Bitcoin is not as crazy dollar-wise or valuation-wise that it was in December. Not to mention as well, we're entering into a bull market, so valuations can reach a higher level. So I think this is where we're going to really start to see Bitcoin dominance get hit. I think if we get the full cycle going, Bitcoin dominance is going to deplete down to around 25%. If even worse than that, possibly down to 20%. But that's a general kind of skeptical price range that I'm looking towards, or at least in the sense market dominance. Alrighty, let's see here. Hey, boss man, is today the day you discuss Fusion in depth? NASDAQ links, executives from Goldman Sachs, Morgan, Fidelity, all the Fusion intelligence. Crypto chiropractor, I have to look into it further. I've heard people mention Fusion, but I'll be dead honest and humble. I don't know about the deep ties towards Fusion, so I have to look into it. But I've been, again, keeping up with a lot more projects than I used to, and learning a little bit more about each. But nonetheless, can't really talk on that, to be fair with you. Let's go ahead here. Keep scrolling through. Do I hold any or like Redcoin? No. I remember. I have a decent level of respect for the guy, but I think it was McAfee had shielded it on Twitter and said that just because it was, what was it? I think it was because it was the first social media cryptocurrency that most 14-year-olds would know about it, and like no one uses Redcoin. Like it's a crap coin. I'll put that in better terms than I want to, but. The Panda Beat says, I'm bullish on nulls. I agree with you too, man. I'm long-term on it again. It's not the bet that nulls is the best protocol ever. It's the bet that it's an easy plug-and-play styled blockchain for enterprise. I think because of that, it makes it stand out. And where it's at valuation-wise, it's at a pretty fair bet compared to most protocols. Coin Martian, what's up, Nick? Nice to have you, Coin Martian. Pleasure to have you on, my friend. Did PayPal, Mike, is that actually true? I'm curious if PayPal actually got a partnership with the company you listed. I won't mention that because I don't know if it's 100% true. If they did actually land it, that would be a big deal. Stein, what's your opinion on Ontology? I think Ontology is interesting. I think it's going to be a founding part of the Neo ecosystem. A lot of people have been asking me about Ontology because it's been obviously moving up like a rocket. We covered it back here when it was around 16 to 1500 sats. Now, it didn't scream a yelling buy, but at the same time, we did talk about the formation we wanted to see with Ontology, if I remember correctly, and the price. And it did go through. It actually had the ICO reversal in that sense, but this wasn't so much of an ICO. The whole thing about Ontology in a more fundamental sense is it is an interesting concept, and it's going to have to, if they want Neo to actually fully function as an ecosystem. Ontology serves a very important layer to that, and that is the identification layer of the whole entire Neo ecosystem. It's all built around Neo itself to make Neo itself a valuable asset in this ecosystem. So Ontology is interesting. I'm interested in a lot of other projects as well that deal with data sovereignty, being able to identify different types of assets, different types of what were some of the other things that they could do on Ontology? I'm trying to remember the whole framework of it. It was very broad, but very, very interesting concept nonetheless. Origami network, that's a thing. God, there's so many protocols coming out, guys. I can't even keep up with it. I can't tell you how crazy it is. Oh lordy. I keep see people mention Zabai. I've seen Michael and a few other people in the space cover that project, but I haven't looked into it. And I've seen a lot of people say Sun Contract as well. Guys, I don't know about these projects. I'll have to look into it, but I definitely been hearing people mention it like crazy. But again, I always worry as well that people will just literally come and chill on our channel, so I don't always give credence to things like that unless there's a good reason to look into it. All right, let me grab some water real quick. Did you see the Bruce Fenton AMA? If so, did you find it as odd as I did to see he follows Ravencoin? No, I didn't get to watch that AMA, Bram. I apologize for that. But so he follows Ravencoin. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see. Thoughts on Nano. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the BitGrail case. For me personally, the issue lies on the side of BitGrail, and they're going to have to make up compensation for the people who had Nano. But I'm very curious as to how Nano itself can recover from a hack like that. It's a DAG, so you can't roll back the chain. But interestingly enough, I'm curious to see how they're going to resolve the issue and get the money, the actual Nano, back to its users. If they can. It doesn't seem like they won't be able. It doesn't seem like they'll be able to. So, in that case, it's just kind of an interesting predicament. I believe that the blame is on BitGrail, just me personally, from what I can analyze. But at the same time, it's just going to be kind of like lost Bitcoin in a sense. It's Bitcoin that can't be accessed, and it's never going to be fixed. You know, same with in this case of Nano, which is operating on a DAG, the block lattice. From my knowledge, there's no way you can reverse the transaction. Outside of that, though, Nano is a fantastic system in my mind, but I'm curious if it can actually scale to the limit that they're saying they can. All right, let me know, guys, because I'm here. I'm thinking about it. Is it kind of boring in here without some music? I realized weeks ago that we didn't have music playing during the live streams, and I was like, why is it that every time I go back and watch it, there's no music playing? I had music, but it was my audio on OBS was so quiet that it didn't even register it. So. Alrighty. Thanks for your dedication to the crypto community. Mike W, no problem, man. Glad to have you on here. And thank you very much for continuing to support the channel. Love you guys so much. You guys are an awesome community. And I mean that. I mean that into the deepest terms I can describe it. I love you more than cryptocurrencies. I love you enough to not only live stream, but do my impersonations and funny jokes. Colossus XT. No, I haven't heard about that robust crypto. I'll have to check into it. Hit the music, bro. Play some tunes. All right, you guys. I'm trying to think what's something that would be good to play in the background here as we go through and answer some of these questions. You guys can propose some. Freeform jazz. Oh, you have gotten the idea right there. Who? Jonty Bonty. Freeform jazz. This is going to be fitting. Yes, 10 hours. We get the SpongeBob one, actually. Freeform jazz. Smooth jazz. There we go. There we go. It's not too loud. Is that good? Is it maybe too good? You know, there's so much going on in this crypto world. I can't seem to get a grip on life, you know? Sometimes I look outside the window and I ask, What am I gonna buy today? Ontology, Omise Go, Dogecoin. But then sometimes I realize that it's not about buying the coins. Sometimes it's about reflecting on life, being thankful for the invention of Bitcoin, being thankful for your family, your friends. See, cryptocurrencies are important in my life, but I also cherish the small things. Shh. I love it when you look at me in the eyes. Okay. All right, I can't hold that any longer. Oh, louder. Oh. Oh, do you guys want the music? Oh, dang it. Did you guys not hear the music? Is that better? Oh, if I did that without the music being good, I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit for me. All right. Just turn that down a little bit. Don't you worry, baby. It's just you and I here on this live stream tonight. No one, okay, there's about 800 other people here, but just play along, you know. Coin collector, no, I haven't looked into this, man. I apologize. So you want me to do Matthew McConaughey? I cannot do Matthew McConaughey. I'm not even gonna joke myself on that. I'm not gonna joke myself on that. Let's go here because I think I missed a donation here that I do not want to miss. Alrighty. Mike Stewart says, "Hey Nick, curious on your thoughts on the Ardor Ignis ecosystem." You know, I studied Ardor a while back, Mike, but I have to tell you, processing my brain through 1600 cryptocurrencies, I've forgotten pretty much all I know about Ardor. And I never did actually get to study too deeply into Ignis specifically, but nonetheless, I apologize for that. This whole crazy war of protocols that I'm waiting to get my speech. I'm waiting for Stephanie, the event coordinator from Tokenomics, to send me the speech over. Hope to get that up for you guys soon. But I generally talk about the fact that there are so many protocols going through the ICO stage right now. It is unfathomable to describe it. Like, it is ridiculous, guys. It's incredible how much money is being raised. Like Hedera Hashgraph, I can't remember how much they're trying to raise. They're raising a ton. There's like Telegram, there's all these things, you know, all these massive ICOs raising hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions. And just to think, when those hit exchange, the kind of valuations we're gonna see, unfathomable. Chad MC, whoa, sexing us up, DataDash. Jillian Hartley sent me multiple kissing. Thank you, Jillian, I appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Coin Martian, thank you very much for the good question, my friend, and the donation. How was your visit to Thailand? I had a great time, guys. There was a lot of pros and a few cons and stuff. I liked Chiang Mai, Thailand, because I went there at a pretty cool time of the year. I went there during Songkran, which is a festival where you literally soak everyone. So everyone has water guns, everyone has buckets of water, everyone has water hoses, and literally you go through the main, it doesn't matter if you go through the main city streets or anything. If you just go through Chiang Mai, you're gonna get soaked. If you go through Bangkok, you're gonna get soaked. Doesn't matter what city you're in. But it goes on for a few days. It was really, really fun. Had a good time with that. Outside of that, though, outside of the conference, which I had a good time at, and everything went really well, and there's a lot of beautiful temples and history there, which I really appreciate getting to see. The real downsides, I think, are really the pollution is one thing. The pollution's kind of bad. And along with that as well, the humidity. The humidity was killer. It's because I came there at a certain time of the year where it's really humid. Same with pollution as well. It's not as bad at other times of the year. But anyways, yeah, Thailand was a good place to visit. I would recommend, if you guys want to visit generally different parts of Asia, Thailand would definitely be one of those areas. I'd like to go see some of the islands and actually go there more in a vacation sense one day, but I'm not really I don't have the time for that right now to go to a vacation. Sean Casey, do you think it would be a good or bad thing if a project is using Rod Revere as their main advisor? Sean, it's the same thing I always say. So for example, as you guys probably know, I've got my first advisor role with Unibright recently. And the thing I really reflect on, and before I actually decided I was going to do advisor roles from time to time, is make sure I did it right. The whole thing about an advisor role is that it should be what it states, an advisor, someone who works long-term with a project and actually tries to apply what they know to bring value or leadership in a sense. And advisor roles have become, for the most part, 95%, I would say, roughly 95%, have roughly been people just simply putting their face on a website and accepting a one-time payment. I don't do that, and I know a few select other people who don't do that as well, who actually go about advising for the project, who work with projects who see that they can bring and provide value. Roger, I don't know what he's doing with you didn't mention specifically the project, Sean, that he's working with. I know he's advised for some, but I would assume that him, just like a few others like Charlie Schramm and a few others, are probably working with projects that they like and could add value to, rather than just endorsing it in a sense. Ronald R., I'm excited for Oyster Pearl mainnet. Really excited for that. Again, I've been holding Pearl long term, guys. Bomafo said, I love Thailand. The islands are great. Koh Sam... I'm going to mispronounce some of these. Okay, so he's got a list of the islands. I'm just going to leave it that he has a list of islands. All right. Someone was asking earlier as well, an interesting question. Where does all that money go? The ICOs that are raising all these hundreds of millions of dollars to billions. Well, sometimes it goes... Well, generally, everything's generally raised in Ethereum. So we see it in a dollar amount, but really it's Ethereum. Well, it goes to a few different things. It goes to people who are the teams who will sell the Ethereum on exchange. Some of the money itself will go to... I mean, that's pretty much... It's going to the teams. And you have to ask yourself, are they going to hold that Ethereum long term until they have expenses, or are they going to instantly cash it out? And you get a kind of medium in between, because a lot of people are buying Ethereum to partake in ICOs, and then ICOs are selling a lot of the Ethereum. Some go away and run with the money, and usually the SEC cracks down on those kind of ICOs, but in most cases, there's not much accountability. So, alrighty. Okay, Ali, you're asking a slightly generic question. How high will we go, then how low will Bitcoin drop? I get this all the time. Guys, what time frame are you talking about? To worry, are you worrying about the smaller dips? Like, where do you want to know it's going in a week? I don't know where it's going in a week. I can generally get some, I know strategy to apply if certain price action does certain activities. But I don't know where it's going to go in a week or a month, No one knows. Anyone who acts to know, in most cases, don't really know what they're talking about in that case, or at least they're, again, I can throw my wild card. I do it from time to time about how I think Bitcoin's going to be 40 or 50K by the end of the year if an ETF gets announced, but that depends if the SEC cooperates and supports the development of an ETF. Alex Wallace, what are your thoughts on AmiseGo? AmiseGo is one of the more serious projects in this space. I'll be honest, I don't hold any heavy position in AmiseGo personally, but the whole thing I like about AmiseGo is that it has a parent company. They have functioning tech and an SDK where people can develop custom wallets. I think that's a huge selling point. Having an SDK that easily allows you to build custom wallets with gamification inside, and again, to get this in a variety, have basically the AmiseGo currency and the technology tied towards a ton of wallets. I think that's a really interesting concept. But I haven't kept up with AmiseGo recently, Alex. Might be some new stuff I don't know about. Frank Ternay, is this jazz? Yes, it is. I'm hoping you guys are liking the jazz. J86, which way is Bitcoin going? I'd bet over the next month or so, it's going to be higher than where it is now. But... Oh, sorry, Ali. Okay, so you specified after the next massive bull run. After the next massive, well, geez, I'm thinking it's going to go to 40 or 50K by the end of the year, or close to Q1 of 2019. After that, it really depends. There's a curve you can actually use, a formula online. I'll see if I can get the link to it that predicts Bitcoin's price due to the difficulty increase, as well as growth in demand. Generally a nice parabolic exponential uptrend. Cloud S. Bitcoin's energy consumption is an issue to some degree. The whole thing, though, that people need to realize is that if we have to have one proof of work network on the world, it's not as big of a deal as some people put it out to be. Not to mention, a lot of electricity is going to become renewable over the next 2 decades. If it's mostly renewable energy, it's not so much an issue. The whole thing about proof of work and why people are willing to put that proof of work into the network is because it's taking electricity and turning it into security. That's what it does. And it doesn't do that like literally like electricity and then guaranteed security. What it does, though, is proof of work is a proof that there was work going in to producing a block or discovering a block in that sense. And that difficulty and the electricity that's required to match that difficulty to discover a block, to find that hash that you need. It's a very, very simple yet provable system. It's been working. You know, I think we are going to have a debate as to whether or not average everyday peer-to-peer digital currency, multiple currencies can have proof of work. I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to have one proof of work network. That's what I think Andreas and a few other people believe. Sean Casey, thanks for your opinion on Roger. He's an advisor for Zenfin, a new hybrid blockchain focused on international trade and finance. P.S. I love the fucking channel. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Sean. That's cool. I'm gonna have to check into that. I'm hoping to have, I mentioned it, I think in my Bitcoin Cash video, love to have Roger on the show. Like, it's an open door here. I know that would probably be one of the more controversial interviews I could do, but I have a lot of positive things to say about Roger, and then also some things I'd like to ask about, some criticisms and stuff. But, you know, I want to have more of a conversation rather than a Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash debate. I think everyone's done that in the community, and it just ends in bickering. You know, I'd want to get down towards some actual factual discussion and some deeper talk rather than name calling and, you know, straw mans. Decentralized dad. Thank you. I'm glad you like the jazz. He says the jazz is dope. Let's see. Sid S, thoughts on Unibright, Nick? Sid, there's a reason I'm working as an advisor for it. I love the project. It's the first project I worked as an advisor for, and we're meeting weekly. We're coming up with ideas on how to make it the best brand possible. We're working, I can't talk specifics because I'm an advisor and we obviously have some things I can't talk about, but nonetheless, lots of developments coming, exciting stuff. I like the project long term. That's why I'm working with it. Someone said I should be dated to Creed. Jillian, do you think Cardano has a good chance for a bull run in the very near future? Absolutely, Jillian. That's me personally, but look at how well Cardano's holding up even after we had a little drop yesterday. We're already back up. Cardano's been actually one of the best daily performers for me personally in the sense of holding its Bitcoin comparative. But guys, it's not too hard to really kind of call these things. We're entering into the early stages of a bull cycle. We've been in it through most of April. And the whole thing about Cardano is I have no doubt that it's going to reach back up to around 8,000 or 9,000 Satoshis. That's me personally. I believe that because Bitcoin comparatively has dropped. It's down below 50% from its highs back in December. So Bitcoin being up in this range comparative to Bitcoin, it's not as ridiculous USD valuation wise for Cardano. So market cap won't be as ridiculous. And I think Cardano again has some great developments going. There's some things that I'm curious and questionable about, but that's the same with all protocols. Raphael, oh my god. Wind Moon. Raphael, I gotta one day I'll get a full collection of all the Wind Moons and just, I don't know, I gotta do something, man. I gotta make up for your ultra kindness. I'm upset we didn't hang out when we were in Canada together, but nonetheless, I know you said you don't live in Canada, so we gotta do something in the future. You gotta meet me at one of my meetups, and I'll get you a free ticket or something like that if we do like a lunch VIP kind of thing. Justin, Nick, you classy bastard. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. If it isn't retro wave, we're not bringing it back to the A's. We're keeping it classic here at the DataDash channel. Alex, yes, we got a lovely community, very kind people. You guys do make the channel. You keep it alive. I appreciate it. I'm shipping Nick and Crypto Candor. Crypto Candor's awesome. I actually, it's funny. She's been growing a lot recently as a YouTube channel. I actually found her very early on when she had just a few videos. She's a very, very sweet girl. Has quality, good short summary videos. So yeah, if you definitely have the time and you want to find another YouTuber, Crypto Candor is definitely a good channel to check out. Frank Tarnay. Can I get a dry martini olive rocks, please? Send cigar gal over. Oh, lordy. Q-Link thoughts. One-man army. Still need to do a little bit more fundamental analysis, but I'm still doing my swing trade on Q-Link. Felix, yes sir, it is smooth. The Sweet Prince, DataDash Senpai, can you please do TA on SLR weekly? Please notice me. Yes, thank you very much for your donation. I'll check into it. So Solar Coin. Oh god, I haven't looked at Solar Coin in forever. Well, it's holding towards that. I mean, this generally, I would not buy into Solar Coin personally because it's just so low volume, and I don't know what exchange is. It's still on Bittrex. They haven't delisted it. I'm surprised. But, I mean, generally, you can see this is the support level it's holding. Yeah, might come up. I don't know, but we would have to see with Solar Coin. I don't know. I just wouldn't dabble with it personally because there's not enough trade volume to where I could do a feasible trade. The order book would just be way too messed up. But let's see here. Generally speaking, yeah, with Solar Coin, to give you a summary on that, man, I generally play cycles where I find support levels like that. There's not much TA because the price action's been moving flat for a while. So it's a matter of, hopefully, if there's momentum behind it, going up and retesting some of those highs. Oh, lordy. Alright. Daniel asks, what do you think of EIPs, Ethereum 86.7 and 999, and the whole Ethereum debate? So you're talking about the Ethereum improvement proposals. I should honestly do a video talking about the developments that are going on in Ethereum, as well as some of the new upcoming debates in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Daniel, I think that's going to be a topic for another time, but it'd be interesting to at least do a video on it in the future, because debating improvement proposals usually have to do with some pretty serious analysis. I'd be spending probably 10 to 15 minutes sharing my thoughts on it. Oh, we talked about Nano earlier. Nano still generally, to me, looks good, but I'm curious if it can scale to the transactions that it claims. There's been some tests where they weren't able to, they were only able to cap out at around 33 transactions per second. That's the thing about DAGs. Depends on the structure of the nodes to really see how effective the network can work in many cases. Jet Freeman, I think there's a good reason and understanding why EOS is going up at such a rapid rate. The big reason is because they're coming through the ending of their capital raising stages, and along with that as well, there's obviously Dawn 3.0, and I think people are starting to realize the incentive structure for holding the EOS coin and how it pays dividends through airdrops through the ICOs that launch in the platform. Mackenzie Camelius, I'm sorry I missed your question, my man. Next time, well, if you do like a $2 donation like that, put your question in there as well so I can see it. But I'll look out for it, man. I apologize. Feed is coming up like crazy. I sometimes miss things. It'll sometimes automatically go down for me, and I'm like, no, I'm still reading through what I already had. Let's see here. Great Gamma, DataDash, can you take a look at Colossal XT? Someone has mentioned that. I'll try to check into a Great Gamma. I'm pretty busy with projects right now. Nick, you need a silk robe. No, you're right on that. I need a silk robe. Raphael. Okay, here's Raphael comes in pretty savage here. Thank you very much again, Raphael. But let's go ahead and see what Raphael says. Here's my problem with Nano. It has only 1,000 nodes-ish and doesn't even have rewards. Basically, a bunch of slave computers on a network. That's true. Well, so generally speaking, if you guys don't know how Nano works itself, to give you a brief rundown, basically, it runs on a what's known as the block lattice. So you have sender and receiver blocks. And the people who get to vote on the authenticity of transactions are the nodes on the network. And they have, obviously, a stake, and they are delegated proof of stake. So they have voting power. And what happens is they have, obviously, a financial incentive to work in the interest of the network. The issue in this case is that there's really no incentive for the nodes because there's no reward. There's not a block reward. It's not a blockchain. And along with that as well, you don't collect fees because it's a feeless system. So yeah, you're going to need nodes on the network that I think the only case they have as an incentive to be a positive actor is the stake they have to keep them from cheating. But there's really no incentive to run a node. There's no reward. And in that case, I think what you would need in that system is some kind of slight inflation over time as a reward. Or maybe like Bitcoin, for example, which is deflationary, where you have a depleting earnings supply for running it. And you have a set amount of time where you know that's going to be a reward system. And then after that, you'd have to come up with something else. Sublime. Jesus. Silk robe, not Silk Road. Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to get caught saying that here on one of the leading cryptocurrency channels. I don't want the CIA and the FBI getting the wrong idea. Xander, I think the prices are on the website for the Beach Blockchain Conference. Love to see you there. I think it's going to be like $100, $200 or something. I don't know. Conferences are getting expensive nowadays. It's a business. They're making so much money. Zane, could you share your thoughts on Enigma, please? Enigma's concept is interesting, Zane. You know, I did look through it a while ago, and I love the privacy element to it, but it's to a point where with the capital that I haven't invested into it personally. Might consider doing a video on Enigma in the future. Would definitely consider it. Sublime, it's true though. Yeah, people always give me crap for my personal friends have given me crap for the donations sometimes. All My Crockpot says, come to New York City. Yes, I will be coming to New York City when we do our US tour, my friend. And in that case, I hope to see you there. Speaking of New York City, Raphael, again, thank you, man, very much. Raphael, what whale were you? What did you make your millions on? I need. Are you gonna be featured in Forbes or something? Like, I need to know. So Raphael asks, are you going to Consensus? Trolling noobs is going to be fun. Sadly, Raphael, I am not going to Consensus. There's a few reasons for that. One, I didn't get invited to Consensus. I don't get invited? No, I'm just kidding. But I didn't get invited to Consensus. I didn't pick up tickets for it. I had plenty of connections where I could get a free ticket, and if I asked, they'd probably let me come because I'm DataDash. I'm just kidding. But with the channel, I could possibly go. But the issue arises in the fact that I did already set plans. I already set plans for another conference at the same time that Consensus is. So I'm going to be at Futurama Blockchain Summit in Dubai in early May, as well as Cebu in the Philippines at the Beach Blockchain Conference. So during that time, I'm going to be pretty much on the opposite side of the world from New York City, sadly. But we'll be doing our US tour in the future, and New York City will definitely be a point of interest. I was just in New York City not too long ago, actually. Someone said, I'm boycotting Consensus because I can't afford the ticket. Let's see here. Xander, yeah, we can definitely do something. We'll do something in the future where you can see me in person, whether it's in the Philippines or wherever else. Any plans to return to Australia? Yeah, Lee Carter, I hope to come back there this summer. Not so much to set up a big crypto conference. We might definitely set up some small meetups. But yeah, I want to go back there and visit some of the mods. Miss my Australian brothers and sisters. One of my favorite communities. Such an awesome crowd. Made me feel right at home. I knew I would love Sydney and Melbourne, and I wasn't wrong. I was proven right. Sydney is an awesome, awesome place. Funky Fresh, thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. Same back to you. Alrighty. Let's go ahead here. I want to dive through some of these players. You guys want to see some TA here. We've gotten a few requests for it. So let's go ahead, go through here. Ooh, Ethereum. Ethereum's looking like it's going to do that thing. You know that thing we've been talking about, guys? We've been talking about getting past 7,500,000 Satoshis and starting to pile up. The volume isn't coming in yet, but if we get a breakout candle, that'd be very, very nice. Meaning some nice volume coming in behind that. Looking for that. Gonna keep an eye on it. XRP BTC. I want this to go back to the 50-day, but I gotta be fair. Ripple's it's holding 90,000 Satoshis, but I would like to see this come down to the 50-day before I get interested in it. Let's go ahead here. Click cash. I'm just trying to keep up with this because over the past few hours we've taken definitely more of a positive tone. We've recovered a lot of the losses that were coming through. Like Bitcoin Cash is back up towards 15 million Satoshis. It's down towards 14 million earlier. Litecoin. I would say, you guys know I usually don't look at the UST chart. This is the chart you want to look at the UST. This is one of the few plays you want to look at the UST chart. I will be keeping an eye on Litecoin around $113. All right, let's go ahead here, dive through some questions. Cigar said Stratus is breaking out. Really? Doesn't look like it's breaking out. It's not really a breakout. It's nice, but this is the 15-minute chart. I think it's 5 minute. Not really breaking out. I'd say it's still good. I mean, how crazy is that to say that that's not breaking out? That's crypto, you know. But yeah, it's not exactly what I would call breaking out, because Stratus is one of the smaller players. And still a nice percentage gain nonetheless. If you're in it, that's awesome. Mike Scudin said, "What's the music? You doing TA in an elevator now?" Yeah, guys. I lost everything in crypto, so now it may appear as if I'm still in my room, but in reality, I'm actually in a public elevator. It's just late at night and no one uses this one because it's in the back corner of the hotel. Please send donations. I'm begging it. I am. This is not as it appears. I'm not doing as well. These are not real donations. Please send me Bitcoin. Send me Bitcoin. I am in a hotel. I'm just gonna. I'm in an elevator. I do it simply for the music. I can't even afford speakers. Alrighty. Daniel, I don't know about this coin, so I apologize, man. Motley Fool recommended Stratus. Oh boy, Motley Fool and Seeking Alpha. I remember the days of those. Oh god, what are some of the other article websites that are above all and know the direction of the next 3 stocks you need to buy, and now they're getting into crypto. Of course they have to do that because no one reads their stupid stock articles, and the only people who will be dumb enough to read it are people who are getting into crypto, which is their first market, and think that an article is going to tell them the right answer. All right, let's see. I'm glad you guys are laughing at my situation of being in an elevator right now, because let's see. Alrighty. Guys, I'm gonna have to look into Zabai. I don't know what Zabai is per se. I've seen it's like an India cloud storage solution or something. That's what I think I saw Michael put in his title, but I haven't looked into it. Yes, sub. Oh, here it goes, guys. Here's DataDash shilling sub. No, sub has been doing great. Had a great day of volume. Came in the other night. Really, really nice stuff for sub. Looks like it's... Could it be... Oh, it's... Oh! What is that? 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 That's a wedge. That's a wedge. Will it break down or break up? We'll have to see here, folks. It's a fight to the upside and the downside. Yeah, and I like how it's holding the 50 hour. That looks very, very healthy. It's clear support there. Yeah, guys, again, my whole consensus with this, again, Substratum has... Not only did it have a lot going for it back in December, where obviously a lot of projects didn't have anything and they were going up, Substratum is one of the few projects that really does excite me. Where's the Doug Pogue ghost over there? I thought people would like that. I'm glad you guys got a kick out of that. It wasn't an insult towards Doug. It was just like a reminiscent on the darkness of like the ending of December and early January. That was not a fun period of time, but I'm glad most people have forgiven me. I make mistakes. I'm only human. But yeah, I thought that would be pretty funny to bring that up. Someone asked, is sub dead? No, I don't think sub's dead. Sub's doing great. Again, guys, I've been talking about sub since back here. It's done quite well, but I think it's gonna go even further. Bruno, call Doug. Alrighty, guys. Okay, guys, please stop spamming Zabai. I will never talk about Zabai if I keep getting the spammed in the chat. Please, just like, I don't know what it is. It's not gonna make me want to cover it more. Joe Mankin, what are your thoughts on Monero? Don't really hear you mention it too much during your daily update videos. Joe, I like it because it's one of the few coins that I understand, and to a pretty decent degree, like how ring signatures work. Just generally, I mean, what I loved about Monero when I was learning about it, like back a while ago, is they had these really awesome animated videos that talk about how in a visual sense these concepts actually work. I am curious though, on a more technical sense, I've been meaning to do this for a very long time because I'm a big fan of privacy, to get people in the room to debate things like ring signatures versus zero knowledge proofs. Okay, and there's like all these different methods to privacy, and you know, being able to make not only private transactions but to hide valuations in transactions, you know, things like that. It interests me, but I'm just curious as to what system's the best. You know, I'm no cypherpunk, you know, in that sense. So I can't speak on it, nor developer for more simple terms. Okay, I see people saying Zabai is icon for India. It looked like it was more cloud storage from the thumbnail that or title I saw with box mining, but I might be wrong on that. Victor, yeah, they're in Columbus, Ohio, I think, if that's the proper area. But I did actually go to the headquarters. I'm just terrible with names, so. Oh, hold on. Nigel Wyman asks, have you ever looked into Charter and on IDEX tomorrow? Everyone's jumping on the cheap post ICO releases. No, Nigel, I haven't looked into Charter. I'll have to look into that. I'm assuming it has to do with sharding. Alright, we're getting a lot of specific project shills. Gotta take some time off. We gotta filter out these comments. We need some quality discussion, guys. Oh, the jazz just, there we go. All right. Almost lost my cool there because I thought the jazz was over, but it appears to be back in action. That would have thrown us off. Man, it is incredible. Guys, there are, right now at this moment, almost 20 cryptocurrencies valued at over $1 billion. Who would have thought years ago? When CoinMarketCap actually started, the overall valuation of cryptocurrencies was 1.6. That was mostly in Bitcoin. Jun Cheng, sorry, I might be saying your name wrong. I apologize about that. But you asked, what is your favorite movie and movie genre? I know. I have to say my favorite movie would either be Forrest Gump, American classic. Oh man, that is really hard. There's been some quality movies I've seen over the past few years. Not as much as recent, but I like wholesome films like that. And then I really liked Inception when it came out. That was a cool movie. I'll have to think on that. Generally genre-wise, though, I don't know. I guess more kind of wholesome, and then sometimes I like action films, but I don't know how to get more specific on that. I'll think of any other movies. I know there's one that I'm not thinking of that is my favorite movie outside of Forrest Gump. But thank you for the good question. I appreciate it. Sandy, do you have one long-term altcoin? If so, why? I would say that's either one of my protocol plays like Cardano or Substratum. Substratum's not a protocol play, but it's, you know, obviously it's something I want to play long-term. Outside of that, I would say Neo as well. It's another long-term play. So I made my addition to Neo. I was very excited about that. Bruno, thank you very much for that reminder. Guys, you better smash that like button. If not, I'm gonna be slapping the webcam, slap you silly, and say you gotta smash that like. You gotta set down. You gotta make gravity do the work. Okay, let gravity do the work. Smash it. Smash that like button. No, I'm just kidding. I just love it. So funny how that became like a meme because everyone on YouTube. People don't know why that became a mainstream thing, actually. On YouTube, everyone for about like 2 or 3 weeks had the misconception when YouTube announced that they were updating their algorithm that likes were what drew engagement. And they just would tell everyone, can we get to 10,000 likes? Can we smash that like button? Can we reach 100,000 likes? And they didn't realize that it was actually hurting them because they weren't focusing on what really mattered, and that was watch time. You know, like... So, Hertz Island says, get a pipe, then you get a like. I can't do that because I'm in a hotel elevator right now. Like officially smashed, thank you. Yeah, EOS is doing something right now. Wait, where is EOS? What? EOS isn't showing on Coin. What happened? What am I blind? Am I missing this? Where did EOS go? Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's still there, but maybe they're doing some maintenance. Unbelievable. EOS is one mean machine right now. People are FOMOing on this one. Josh, I think it's gonna have a moonshot release. Yes, I love Unibright. Again, guys, when you see me talk about anything on the channel, especially if I'm working with something long term, doing an advisor role, know that I genuinely support that project. Again, I get daily offers to do one-time coverages of things that I wouldn't be able to morally sleep at night covering on this channel. So if I cover something, you know that I've gone through my review of the project and that I like it. You know, I actually see some kind of use case for it. Bitcoin Bondo, I apologize. I don't really know much about the Limpo project. Apologize about that, man. Matthew, I would hope that Neblo continues to expand its team and continues to stay on top of objectives. But if they continue to meet objectives like they have ahead of schedule, I mean, God, the fact that they have such a nice API library is already a standout. And just an easy way for people to easily onboard onto Neblo. Really getting towards what they've been claiming they want to do. Dakota, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Matrix. The thing is, it stinks is they're not, well, they're going to get on bigger exchanges if they do. And then if they get on bigger exchanges, then the value obviously will rise up. But there's, yeah, I don't know. Botley, thank you very much. Love you back, my friend. Didn't mean to friend zone you there. I apologize about that. We can try dinner sometime. Just like, oh, Brian hit me up with that stereotypical shield for some stratum. Ha ha ha. Brian, you're really hitting me in the feels here. Yeah, supposed to bring that up. Why you gotta bring that up? I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Okay, I've had like 5 people ask me about Nano. I already talked about Nano, guys. Let's see here. Thanks, Dana. I'm excited for Nano. Yeah, Matthew. No, I'm excited about it as well. Josh says, awesome, mate. You must come down to Australia. Very crypto friendly down here. Make sure you let us know. Josh, definitely. Keep active in the Telegram. I will definitely, and also on the channel as well. I'll mention it. But yeah, I had a wonderful time in Sydney. I think one of my most memorable moments from my world tour, outside of all the wonderful crypto moments I made. God, I hate the music cuts up there. It should kind of flow, right? Was when I was walking from Coogee to Bondi Beach. Go ahead here. I'll pull the mic a little bit closer. I was walking from Coogee to Bondi Beach. The sun was shining. The breeze was rolling in. At the time, I was thinking of Dogecoin, but at a moment's split, my mind completely went clear. The entire beach laid out before me. And for the first time in a long period of history, I wasn't thinking about cryptocurrencies, or Wind Moon, or Wind Lambo. I was just thinking about the ocean. And at that very moment, I realized that the small things in life were what really mattered. It wasn't so much when some kind of shit coin was gonna double or triple. No, that wasn't Satoshi's vision. Maybe the ocean was Satoshi's vision after all. The nice, crashing waves coming along the coastline. Maybe that's what life's worth living for. Maybe I should create an ocean coin. Maybe an Australian ocean coin. I could probably flip that and make 20 million off an ICO. Yeah, I'll do that. Alrighty. Alright, guys, stop spamming the Colossal XT. I can understand that's chilling. Michael. You guys have me doing this while I'm still sick. Was your world tour crypto funded? No, well, Auntie, I did spend my own money on it. Outside of people contributing and getting some of the spaces rented out. I paid for my flights and everything. Sell me some audiobooks now. Oh, Lordy. I'm feeling like I should do a video from time to time where, like, it's just me narrating it, but I talk about some kind of like deeper topic in crypto. And I talk real soothing into the mic like this. You know, when we go about the debate of determining whether or not to scale Bitcoin through block size or through second layer solutions like Lightning Network, I think we need to ask ourselves a fair question. Why not both? Why not have an optional equilibrium where the innovation continues to spur on Lightning Network, yet we continue to scale block size and make sure that we don't risk losing our decentralization? See, it's become obviously clear that we can scale block size to 2, 4, 8, or even 10 megabytes without any risk
to securing or compromising our decentralization. For miners are spending anywhere from $5,000 to $500,000 to $1 million on miners. They can easily go about spending $50 to $100 on a terabyte, or a few extra terabytes for the extra parts of the ledger. For the fully validated nodes tied to the miners are the real authorities within the validation process of transactions. But at the same time, maybe the argument's right. Maybe we don't need coffee transactions on the blockchain. Maybe we could put that on something else, like a layer 2 solution like Lightning Network. And I gotta say, Lightning Labs has been really impressing over the past few months. They're getting a lot more perfected at it, and we're not seeing so much centralization in the hubs on the network. So to that, I say, let's reach a compromise. Let's go ahead and work together and unite both the Bitcoin Cash and the Bitcoin community towards one true powerhouse, the Bitcoin we all know we can build. It's almost as if the soothing voice gets me to think a little bit more rational. Okay, I'm gonna get out of that voice though. DataDash radio, yes. I wonder, is the mic in the... Oh, you guys can't see the little pop filter. Does that bother you guys? I'm curious about that. Okay, I'll talk normal. Sorry about that. Alrighty. You should do tone based. Frank, I would be fine with having Tone on. I actually met Tone in Singapore. We spoke in a panel together. Cool guy. More of a trader than I am by a stretch, because I don't focus on doing short-term trading like he does, or like day trading in that sense. Sherry, your voice is making everything green. Keep it up. Yeah, so Jung Cheng, the whole thing with the podcast that I want to do, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. What I want to basically do is every weekend, when I'm a little more settled down, some weekends I'm going to have to call it off because I'm obviously maybe out at a convention or, you know, some kind of conference. But what I want to do every week is have a general topic that we focus on. So, for example, Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin. Very controversial topic, right? What we could do is we could have Roger Ver. We could get Rick... I always mispronounce his last name, Falgard, but he's basically one of the kind of OGs in the space. Have, you know, for example, Richard Hart, you know, very anti-Bitcoin Cash. Have people from different viewpoints debate on these topics and actually have a nice rational argument or debate rather than arguing or petty differences or name calling or straw mans. And I'd be the moderator and I'd step in from time to time to be kind of an equilibrium. But I think that'd be good. And then we could do one maybe, for example, markets are rallying. What are the next big protocols? And we can have a ton of people who are investors and traders come in that I know, YouTubers, Twitter individuals and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. John F. Yes, I'm a fan of Ivan. I used to watch Ivan when I had no channel. It's pretty crazy to think over the past 3 months how far both our channels have come. But Ivan, man, awesome guy. I think you always need a developer/programmer perspective, especially in this space. John Tibonti, yes. Richard can get unstable sometimes, but we all love him. I love Richard. One of the few people who I can sit down and listen to for 2 hours. And it's like, it's funny because Richard's kind of monotone. He keeps things very chill. And he just brings facts practically all the time. And most people can't do that for 2 hours. So, would love to have Richard on sometime or to just talk with Richard. I sent him a message a while ago, and he got back a lot later. He realized the DM later on and said thanks and stuff. But yeah, he's a cool guy. Yes, he does talk a lot about IOTA, and IOTA, some of the qualities he mentions make it very, very questionable. Monopoly Money, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm assuming your name's referring to fiat currency. Lee Carter asks, Nick, what do you do? What are your hobbies, Nick? What do you do when you need a break from crypto? I trade stocks. No, just kidding. No, I would say that I like to lift. I like to travel when I get the opportunity. I do that a lot, and it's usually tied to crypto. So, still kind of crypto related. But outside of that, spend time with friends, grab food. I'm pretty basic. I have other outside of that. It's research and learning things. You know, I'm a pretty basic person. Sadly, no massive ambitions outside that, but that's a good kind of combination of a few different things, I like to think. But yeah, I'm a pretty much anything goes kind of guy. I like to read books, you know, kind of have long walks on the beach. No, but I definitely just like to kind of take it easy, learn some more, never stop learning. I'm like Ty Lopez, I've got a whole range of books, well, I used to, but now I'm living in an elevator, so. Yeah, Anna, I think the one thing I'd give crap to Richard for, and I don't think he'd take it personal and stuff, was he got very emotional during the dip and stuff with Bitcoin. But I think it's a flaw all of us hit with some any given market trend at one point in our lives. And he understands the fundamentals. He's a genius in many ways. I really do generally look up to Richard again. One of the few guys I'll actually spend 2 hours to listen to. Yes, Nick, we get swole here on the DataDash channel when no one's watching. When crypto ain't a part of the equation, we're going out lifting. Knowledge is a part of the equation as well. Nick, do you ever think that Bitcoin will ever truly lose its dominance? Meaning, I'm assuming you mean as number one. If you build a useful peer-to-peer digital currency that's used worldwide, that's not Bitcoin? Yes. Yes. Bitcoin will be well, unless you have a lot of split currencies, a lot of separate little cryptocurrencies being used. And I bet that'll actually be the case, but Bitcoin might still hold its number one, but it's going to lose a lot of its market dominance, which is what we always talk about. Jonty Bonty, yes, I did watch a decent amount of Ivan's video with Richard. Pretty good. The fact that he mentions that they don't even have an actual wallet and you have to generate your own seed. Oh, that is... I didn't believe it when I heard it, and then I had to look it up. And it was actually true. Like, not to criticize IOTA, because I think I'm interested in DAGs, and I'm interested in the potential of a machine-based economy, like a completely autonomous economy. But why does IOTA not have its own wallet? Let me repeat, $5.5 billion valuation. No wallet. You know, let's just, guys, I'm caving in. We're going to create DataDash coin. We're making it happen. And you know what? It's not coming with a wallet. There's sure as hell going to be an ICO because I need to raise some capital. We need to develop our wallet. We need to raise the capital to develop our wallet. And then if you guys get anything outside of that, you're lucky. I don't expect anything else. You're going to get a really nice wallet. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting in this ICO. Crypto Calm, yes. If Grey Ghost was watching, he would be quite upset with me. That's the only thing about I mean, there's a few things about it. I take it in a positive note. At the same time, I take it negative in some ways. Let's see here. Yeah, I saw the transaction pass from confirmed in front of my eyes. That was so funny. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and we're going to wrap this up here just in a few minutes. Come to a close around 8:45, so we got 4 minutes. I'm going to answer 2 more questions. And also, I want to let you guys know, if you guys are checking out of the live stream here in just a minute, and even though we're going to be shutting down here soon, definitely go ahead, hop in the Discord, type an ! Discord, and it will provide you with the link. Either way, you can simply Google Discord DataDash, and you'll probably find it. But we'd love to have you guys there. It's also, I think, in the description as well. So I fixed that finally. Oh, Bridget, that's a good question. What do you think about gold, silver-backed cryptos? There's around 38 plus of them now. Do you think they will have any longevity? Bridget, yes, I do. I believe asset-backed cryptocurrencies are one of the few forms of centralized cryptocurrency I can be behind. But there needs to be really heavy vetting, because in this case, most of these currencies, it's not a government guarantee. You know, for example, if we take back the equivalent of what used to be the gold standard, we used to have dollar notes, for example, and we would have a confirmed guarantee by the government. It would be protected almost like FDIC secure in regards to a bank getting robbed or something. You had a certain amount of funds you could get returned. In the case of the gold standard, it was a guarantee that I could exchange a $20 bill, $20 note, and I could get an ounce of gold. That's how it worked. In the case of these cryptocurrencies, it's just like Tether. You know, these firms haven't been audited, or many of them are looking to be audited, but that's the real question, is if they're going to continue maintaining the audit process through trusted names, and we have to have every single form of transparency, knowing where our gold is. You know, well, maybe you don't want to disclose the location, but yeah, I think there just needs to be some sense of transparency across the board. All right. Raphael, unban me from Discord, please. My name is Rob. All right, Raphael, I'll go ahead and I'll add it to a note here. And I will try to get you on there, my friend. All right, one last question. Grant Smith, interesting question. DataDash, why do we not hear about any of any Tether FUD in the news or public statement? Well, I do want to point something out that's interesting, Grant, towards your question before I dive into it. Remember how Tether was printing like crazy? And then it just kind of slowed down. It's still printing some from time to time, no doubt. But it just kind of stopped for a while. I'm very curious because with Tether hitting the brakes on its exponential rise up in printing, it tells me that they're a little bit more cautious. I think many of us thought for the longest time that they don't have the capital and reserves, that they actually don't have the money behind the amount of Tether that they have. And it wouldn't be hard to bet that they don't have 2.2 billion. And that's not so much a criticism on them, it's just that they were lying in that sense, if that's the case. But I have no proof either way, and we'll have to see if the subpoena that was issued by the FCTC, I think, Federal Futures Commodities Trading Commission, yes, by the FCTC, as to whether or not, CFTC, sorry, as to whether or not the CFTC subpoena is actually going to discover if they have the capital. And they've had some time to do that. They've had some time between the subpoena to get the capital reserves to back it up. And maybe that'll be able to cover them. But I can tell you guys that the lasting concept of a cryptocurrency that's not controlled by the government being backed by the dollar, which is tied to the US government and the US economy, I can tell you guys the Federal Reserve, as well as the federal government, will not take too kindly to this concept long term. It's convenient. It's a great tool, honestly, to trade with and not have to go to exchange and deal with moving money over to another exchange and dealing with the kind of fees that Coinbase and many other exchanges like GDAX will charge. It's stupid. It's stupid. You shouldn't have to pay that. But you're playing a risk. You're always playing a risk with Tether because we have not had a single audit behind Tether. But it's understandable in some regards. Not many auditing firms want to deal with a cryptocurrency. But that's the general gist of it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and call it a live stream for the night. That's going to be, I'm going to call it in for the night for this live stream. I've got to make a few calls here, but I will be on the Discord in just a little bit. So you guys stay tuned, hop on that Discord, type in !Discord to get the link, or go down in the description of the video. Hope to see you guys there. As always, thank you guys for the wonderful times we shared. Thank you guys for the love, donations, and always your kind, never-ending support, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Now, I want to make it clear, I'm going to be in Dubai, okay? And it's going to be a great conference. We're going to be doing a lot of great things. Might be speaking there. No comment. But, stay tuned, and I'll see you in Dubai, my fellow Americans. Peace out.